This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. When these two teams met in 2015, 101 points were scored. The Giants and Saints are underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On second down, here's Breeze. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Josh Morrow. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. That's complete to Meredith. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
That's caught. It's Thomas. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. You know, early on this year, we thought that Michael Thomas might threaten Marvin Harrison's record of 143 catches in a season. Didn't quite get there, but he did lead the NFL CD, 125 of them.
And he's smart enough to make sure he's attached at the hip with his quarterback, Drew Brees. And they connected on a staggering 85% of his targets, the highest percentage of any quarterback-receiver combo in NFL history. It definitely justifies his social media handle. Can't guard Mike.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Ready.
Now Breeze. And it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Hey, go 56. 27's to Sam. 27's to Sam.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Well, they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Giants.
Zebra. There you go, 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam. Hey, gun. There you go, 56. 27.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Regular. There you go, 56. 27 to Sam.
A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Zebra.
Now they'll throw it with Manning. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Cody Latimer, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hey, blue 80. There you go, 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam.
Now Manning. And Ingram holds it in. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from a downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taken with the defense will give him.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Here's Manning to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Manti-Te'o coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Zebra.
Now Manning. Buying time to his left. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants are in for 6. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Well, as the dust settles for the New Orleans Saints on this season, yes, a lot of disappointment for the second year in a row. But, 13-3, number one seed for the first time since 2009. Now, they did suffer the first home playoff loss under Breeze and Peyton after 6 wins, but a lot to be proud of this year for New Orleans.
No doubt about it. I mean, that team jumped out right from the word go. Well, let me rephrase that. After a season-opening disappointing loss to Tampa Bay, they ran off a heck of a streak and established themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. The only concerns going...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 57 yards. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford. But first, this timeout. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. They'll run it with Kamara, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Throwing now is Manning. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now Saquon Barkley. They showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Zebra.
They do go for it. It's Manning. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And a short gain here down to the 22. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On play action, it's Breeze. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And who's got it? The Giants. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, When they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Yeah, he is out up around the 15-yard line. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
He's quite an eyeful, isn't he? Big, strong, physical guy. When he came out of school and when I looked at my draft board, I went back through my notes to see how I had him rated. The number 2 back on my board coming out of college. Why? As I mentioned, big, strong, powerful guy, faster than you would think, and has the ability to catch the football out of the backfield, something that we didn't know he truly possessed. We saw that in the offseason workouts. Now he's putting his running ability to good use in the NFL.
Manning going to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
To throw, it's Manning. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Zebra. Set. Blue 88. Set.
Manning to throw on second down. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Hey, gun. Zebra.
From the gun, it's Manning. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Manning now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shepard. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A toss out to Barkley. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Right back to him on first down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. A handoff, Barkley running left. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are in for 6. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Breeze to throw on second down. On the crossing route, complete. It's Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Breeze. He's going to air one out. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, 49 yards. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Hey, go 56. 27 to Sam. 27 to Sam. Good, hey, cut.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Running left, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Barkley, toss play left. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Zebra. Regular. Hey, gun. Hey, gun. Hey.
Now Manning throwing on second down. Over the middle of the Beckham. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Zebra. Ready. Blue 80. Hey, gun.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He finds Beckham complete. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Odell Beckham, 28 yards. And the Giants have broken our tie as they take the lead. And his kick is right through. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Breeze will try again on second down. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Alec Ogletree, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. He completes it to Bryant. Dez Bryant with nothing but green grass ahead of him. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On second down, Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a short return to the 6-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They begin with a run by Barkley, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Defensively, they know the situation. They stack the line. Heck, that was a goal line set right there.
And it's the right play for them, exactly what they have to do. They want to take away every gap, every crack, and make sure no one can get through it. But here's the deal, though. You've worked on offense all year long about these types of defensive fronts. If they can penetrate it at all, your runner has a chance to go a long way behind
it. Could be a house call. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the New York Giants. This is Barkley, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats, but really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Manning now to throw. On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going to try and throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Whatever it is. Line out. Two.
Following the interception, Cousins. And this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
2nd down, Cousins. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
A good pickup there, a 22.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On the run, it's Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Throwing is Manning on third down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up first and 10. Now a toss right to Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now they'll run it on the toss. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Manning indeed going for it on fourth. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, the upcoming Super Bowl, so many storylines, but one that obviously grabs you. Sean McVay just turned 33 January 24th. Youngest coach ever to take a team to the Super Bowl. Double that age for Bill Belichick, who's 66. And, Charles, that's the largest gap between coaches in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, and when you think about it, obviously the age comes into play. But to me, it's more the experience. The number of times that the Patriots have gone to the Super Bowl with Belichick leading them versus Sean McVay's first time in the Super Bowl leading the Rams. Will that game experience come into play at all? But I do like this about Sean McVay. Raised in the game, raised up through the NFL system, no matter how young he might be. Remember, his grandfather was a head coach and a GM in the league. He gets it. He understands. I highly expect the moment to be just fine for him and not too big.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on fourth down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. To the air again, it's Cousins. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph from 3 yards out. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Barkley. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know they're securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On 3rd and long, it's Manning. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, 83 yards. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. PAT up and good by Rosas. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. For the Minnesota Vikings, earlier you and I were breaking down Kirk Cousins' season and the disappointment there, but they go from 13-3 to 8-7-1, and this was a team that many thought off that 13-3 season were Super Bowl contenders. What happened?
I think they struggled with Kirk Cousins meshing in as their new starting quarterback. Their offensive line had its share of troubles up front. Couldn't keep Dalvin Cook healthy as their lead runner. But the defense, even though the numbers were good at the end of the year, they struggled throughout as well. They had some games where they gave up some big plays. Remember the Rams game earlier in the season? The Packers game that was a tie, I think the second game of the year. So all in all, they could just never get that consistency and cohesiveness that they had in 2018. But it's a team that's not very far away. They can bounce right back into the playoffs in this upcoming year.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Cousins now. Left side caught by Diggs. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's the fullback punching it in from a yard away. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now out come the Giants. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And he powers his way up past the 30. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
From the gun on 3rd down, Manning. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. One final try now for Manning. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Here's Cousins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, partner, after the conference championship games, there was a lot of talk about the overtime rules, understandably so. Do you think that anything needs to be changed in the NFL overtime situation?
I don't think so. And you got to remember, I'm an old croner, right? So here's the deal on it. The NFL jumped into popularity with an overtime game. The Baltimore Colts being the New York Giants. Back in, what was it, 1959, 58, 59? That's when the NFL really came into prominence. And it was sudden death. Alan Amici, the Colts got the ball. They scored. No one talked about anything but, boy, what an exciting game. As time went on, people started talking about fairness. So the overtime rule finally got changed. If you score first with a touchdown, the game's over. Otherwise, you keep playing. I think that's pretty cool. And in our 2 championship games this year, we had overtime in both. Tom Brady and the Patriots won the toss, went downfield, scored a touchdown, ball game. Drew Brees and the Saints won the coin toss. Threw an interception. The Rams kicked the field goal and won. Defense still exists if you care to play it.
Cousins the thrower. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Kerry Wynn in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now a second down throw for Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. While we have a second, Charles, the Patriots, of course, back in the Super Bowl, getting the 37-31 victory over KC in the AFC title game. Great game, but, you know, the Patriots...
Nobody believes in them.
Yeah, right. They're playing that underdog card, but I thought it was funny because after the game, they asked Tom Brady, were you guys just trying to use that for your own motivation? He said no comment because they were. They know they're not the underdog.
They know it.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 46 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And now running right through it. And still and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, 32 yards. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Rosas good with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Cousins now on second down. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A first down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Throwing. Cousins. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, 55 yards. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6. Here's Manning to throw. It's caught. Shepard. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the good.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line, Sheldon Richardson coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Throwing on 3rd and long. Manning steps away to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anderson Dejo. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Let's go, let's go.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Cousins. And just shedding him off there. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 61 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
New York set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator is looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. On 1st down, Manning. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long. Manning now to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 25. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
So after the INT, it's Manning. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Zebra.
One final try now from Manning. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out